let's get right into it. You will notice that I reframed and rephrased the subject title a little. That is because becoming the right person is subjective. So, I mean, there's particularly no right or wrong person. People are just people. And what somebody might refer as a wrong person might be right for another person. So that's why I rephrased it to becoming ready before saying I do. All right. So let me do a quick poll just to see, just to sample opinions out there. I'll do a quick poll, and this is a question I would like us to look at. Uh, if you could put it in one word, what would make you choose someone as a life partner? If you could put it in one word, is there a way I can see people's responses? Or you can
So
just
at the
share with
moment, the
me on
majority
this?
of people are on Facebook.
Okay, so is there a way we can see the responses on Facebook, the answers to the question?
Yes, I am looking out for the responses.
All right, okay. So if you could put it in one word, what would make you choose someone as a life partner? All right. As we reflect on that, let me just go on with the rest of the slides. So basically, there are three pillars responsible for a flourishing marriage. And that is the flourishing you, flourishing us, and flourishing systems. As an individual, you are supposed to be flourishing. It is two flourishing people that will make a flourishing marriage. So there are three pillars responsible for a flourishing marriage: flourishing you, flourishing us, and flourishing systems. And I will highlight and briefly explain what each stand for. So when I say flourishing you, because a flourishing marriage simply starts from you. It actually starts from you. If you're not flourishing, the marriage will possibly not flourish. So a flourishing marriage starts from you. Flourishing you, what do I mean by flourishing you? Are you whole, or are you still nursing hurt or trauma? Have you come to a point where you accept yourself? Do you know who you are? That's your identity. Are you secured in yourself? So it's knowing yourself, accepting yourself, and loving yourself. Wholeness, desirability, and order. That is what the flourishing you will speak to. So why are you fixated on joining another when you don't even love you? So do you love yourself? If you're asking for another person to love you, do you love yourself? And this is not saying that you have to be perfect before marriage. It's saying, I love me, my strengths, my weaknesses. Another person's love is just an addition. So what and all, I like me for who I am. I've accepted my errors. I've accepted my mistakes. I've accepted me for who I am. So I am whole in that regard. So I am not going into marriage or into a relationship damaged and I'm trying to look for somebody to fix me. Because the more flourishing you are, the more flourishing your relationships will be. And the more flourishing your marriage will be. The more you accept yourself, what and all, the more accepting you will be of others. It will be it's probably the reason why you probably will not accept another person's weakness is because you have not accepted yours. You may have difficulty loving another person because you don't even love yourself in the first place. So it is important that as an individual that you're flourishing, that you're whole, that you're accepting of yourself, that you're secured in yourself, that you know who you are before considering starting a relationship or even getting into marriage. So what flourishing you, the questions that flourishing you will ask you is, who are you? Who are you? Do you really know who you are? If I ask you to say in few words and describe yourself, will you be able to, without even quoting any verse of scripture? Don't tell me I am fearfully made, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, I am this. No, can you describe yourself? What are your strengths? What are the things that you're good at? What are the areas that you need to work on or that you're working on already? If you ask me, for example, what are my strengths? I like writing. I know that about myself. So because I can't do what ABC are doing, does not mean I don't know what I can do. So you can't use the areas that you are strong at to make me feel less of myself because I'm not strong in those areas. So I know who I am. I'm secured in myself. So do you know who you are? Then another question is, are you a kind person? If you're not a kind person, kindness will be far from you in a relationship or marriage because it stems from there. You don't suddenly get married and become kind if you have never been kind. Do you respect humanity? Or you think all these traits and characters and qualities will only happen on you when you get married? No, it flows from a stream. So, what are your core values? If you ask me again, what are my core values? One of my core values is family. And that's why I'll prioritize family above anything else. So I know if anything is going to jeopardize my family, I react to it. I can leave work just to safeguard my family. But if I don't know my core values, I will probably be jumping at everything and hitting everything. They say when there is no goal, anything becomes a target. What are your beliefs? What are the things you believe in? And one of my core values is respect too. And that's respect for humanity. It doesn't necessarily mean that I respect this person, I don't respect this person. I go to a restaurant and then I'm rude to the waiter, but I'm respecting you as my partner. There's a comma there. So do you respect people? What are your beliefs? What do you believe about humanity? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about other people? What do you believe about life? Do you think people that are lower than you should be treated in one way and people that are higher than you should be treated in another? What are your beliefs? Do you know? Are you aware of those beliefs? What fears and insecurities hold you back? These questions will help you understand who you really are. Are you comfortable with who you are? Or you are most of the times comparing yourself with others? Because these things will reflect in any relationship. And you might be in a relationship right now, and these things are reflecting. And it just boils down to the fact that you're not flourishing, as it were. You don't know who you are. Do you contribute to the well-being of others? Are you living a life that is aligned with your purpose? Do you know your purpose? Do you know your purpose? Do you know why you're here? I mean, why are you still alive? Why do you wake up in the morning? What is it that drives you? What can it be that when they wake you up at 1 a.m. at night or 2 a.m. at night and say, we need to do this, and you jump at it and do it? Those are the things you need to be checking to understand who you are. So a flourishing you speaks to these things. Do you know who you are? Because really, let's think about it. You don't know who you are. To go and join your life with another person and spend the rest of your life together, that looks like it's going to be catastrophic. So do you know who you are? So it's a floor, it starts from you. So that energy that you are exerting, trying to say, I want to be in a relationship, I don't know. Can you channel that energy to even discover yourself first? Because that's how you make yourself attractive. All right. So that's what flourishing you speaks to. Then I said that's the first pillar. The second pillar is flourishing us. And flourishing us implies team spirit, alignment, beliefs, compatibility, expectations, vision. That's what is flourishing us. So, for instance, now, I know that I'm flourishing. I know I have certain core values. I know that I have some beliefs. I know what my strengths are. I know what my weaknesses are. I know the areas that I'm developing myself personally. So, I see a friend that I like. Flourishing us will mean how can we align beliefs? How can we align our core values? Can we have an alignment? Can we be a team? Or is it a situation whereby once somebody wants to be my partner, I impose my values on them? They must accept my own values. the person is also flourishing from where they come, quote and unquote. So can we have alignment? Can we check our beliefs and see whether, so because if I believe that if I have a belief in God and somebody does not have a belief in God, that's an area where we have misalignments in beliefs. We may probably not work together because what the things that I would do as a result of my belief, they may not really align with it. And so, how do I really now want to do 40, 50 years with such a person? We'll be fighting most of the times. So, flourishing us will mean, okay, now that I'm tagging along with this person, do we have alignment? And is there a thing, is there a way that we can merge our beliefs, merge our goals, merge our core values and all that? So flourishing us will mean, are we a team? Can we agree on things? Can we support each other? Are we aligned in values? Are we both committed to growing? Because that is probably one of your beliefs. Do we have the same definition of success? Do they believe that success can be achieved regardless of whoever you step on? Just make sure you succeed. That's their belief. And it's okay for them to have such belief. But is it the same thing I believe? Is there alignment? If there's no alignment, so why are we wasting our time together? So do we have personal priorities versus collective priorities? So I have my personal priorities. Can we see how we can have a collective priorities as a result? Do we respect our personal needs, or there is a mindset that you should just inherit my own needs and relegate your own needs? Can we? Because team spirit will mean we are a team. I am seeing to you meeting your own needs while you're also seeing to me meeting my own needs. That's where alignment, that's flourishing us. That's where it starts from. So again, is there chemistry? Do I look forward to seeing you? Am I fond of you? Do we like each other? Expectations. Have we discussed our expectations? Do we know each other's needs? Can we balance individual and shared time? I may probably just want to have some time together. I may probably want to go to school and study, take a course or something like that. Can you respect that and give me time for it? Or you don't value education as a result, we can't have alignment in that area. That's what flourishing is. Flourishing is just about team spirit. Can we work together? I think there's a quote that talks about something like that. Can two work together except they agree? So can we work together? So the first pillar is a flourishing you, because you are an integral part of that relationship or marriage. So you must be flourishing. Then the second pillar is a flourishing us. Can we have alignment? Can we work together? What is our vision? Do we have shared vision? Are we going to the same place? And then the third pillar will be a flourishing system. Flourishing system. And when I say flourishing system, it means methodology. How we are going to make certain things happen. What methods are we going to use? So when it comes to domestic management system, because all these systems that I listed on this slide happen in every home. There's domestic management system, there's economy system that's talking about your finances, there's education system that's talking about possibly your personal development, there's communication system, how are we going to communicate with each other, there's governance system, who's going to lead in this area, who is going to do this, what is going to be our method? Recreational and fun system, what are the things that we're going to be doing to catch fun, to enjoy? Are we going to be going for vacation once in a year? Security and immigration system, where are we living? Where are we staying? Health and wellness, what are we going to do about our health? Are we going to be doing an annual health check? What about mental health? Are you going to be seen to? There is a method for all these things. See, particular couple can say, no, we're not doing house help. That's their own domestic management system. Another couple look at their work and their workload and think, we will need a house help. Can't be coming back by 9 p.m. and still be entering the kitchen. So we get help. Now, Mr. and Mrs. A's methodology may not be Mr. and Mrs. B methodology. So flourishing system means we come together. Now that we have alignment, we craft a methodology for how we are going to live. That's the third pillar. So, and crafting that system means that I'm factoring my personality type into it. I am factoring our beliefs into it. I am factoring my career into it, my career goals, my so many things are factored into it. So the reason why my methodology in my home with my wife may not work for another person is because the person's spouse's personality is not my wife's personality. The person's career is not the same as my wife's career. So my method will be different from yours. So it's not a copy and paste. So that's why you can't say this is how my daddy and my mommy did their marriage. That's how we're going to do. You didn't marry your mom, you didn't marry your dad. So there are three major pillars that makes for a flourishing marriage. A flourishing you, a flourishing us, and a flourishing system. And these things are integral. If you don't put them in place, if you're looking at the long haul, you will do 5 years and you'll be struggling and be having issues. You won't know that these are the integral things, pillars, that you have not taken time and be intentional about. So, becoming ready before you say I do, have this understanding so that you can focus on your focus and not do copy and paste because you saw. You must be able to craft something that is bespoke, custom made for you. That's you are. I mean, there's several couples that are enjoying their marriage and they're having fun. If you try to repeat it, you may have problems. But you'll be thinking, oh, they're doing it and they're happy. And why can't I do it and be happy? It's because you're not married to them. They're different people from you. So when you find a partner, you decide, do we have alignment? Can we work as a team? And then you now decide by yourself, factoring your personality, factoring your love language, factoring your values, factoring your beliefs, factoring your personal goals, factoring your personal development into crafting a system that would deliver what your vision is. That's a flourishing system. And so these are the three pillars for a flourishing marriage: a flourishing you, flourishing us, and flourishing systems. All right. You see, I observed an order in creation. I observed an order in creation, and the order is MMM. That's the order I saw in creation, MMM. And I'll tell you what this means. The first M stands for master. So God ensured that Adam had a relationship with him, his master. So there was a relationship with him, his master. And then the second M means he gave him a mission to tend the garden. After these two were established was when he now brought a mate. You misplace that order, you misplace everything. It's master, mission, mate. It's not master, mate, mission. It's not mate, mission, master. Some people think, me, for faith-based people, they think by the time I get married, I'll become more serious in my spiritual life. Error. Or by the time I marry, my wife will help me to be more prayerful. Error. So this is the order that I observe in creation. It's MMM, it's master, mission, mate. So, and I share this because it is also in the same line with, it's a flourishing you, a flourishing us, and a flourishing system. Adam was doing something before God showed him a mate that would do the stuff with him. He was not trying to, it was not when Eve came that he was not trying to find purpose. He already had a vision, he already had a purpose. So it was, so if you think, if you use your age to begin to decide your readiness, you're probably missing it. Somebody can be 25 and they know their purpose, they know what they're about, and they can be ready for marriage, which is good. Somebody may be 40 and they have no clue about why they are here. They're not ready. So readiness is not about age or status. It's about you understanding yourself and what you're about and why you are here. All right? I will move to my next slide. So basically, becoming ready starts from you. And yes, I wrote the order in creation: wholeness, identity, acceptance, and security. Who are you? That's master. Is with the master that you find your identity. mission, purpose, assignment. Why are you here? Then how will it happen? Who am I going to do this with? Teammates and partnership. That's the order. I like to say that personal harmony precedes, I think I've explained this, personal harmony precedes mutual harmony. If there's no harmony, if you don't have personal harmony, you can't pray mutual harmony to happen. No. I don't know, how do I describe this and make it easy for you to understand? How can you give what you don't have? You can't give what you don't have. So you want to have mutual harmony, you want to peace, but you don't have peace with yourself personally. You're not happy as an individual. How can you make a happy marriage happen? You're not whole as an individual. How can you make a marriage whole? So personal harmony precedes mutual harmony. A man who does not know who he is, who is not secure in himself, who does not have self-esteem, will struggle as a leader. And a woman who feels women do not matter, probably she has low self-esteem, will also be like a doormat and will not be fulfilled. So do you have personal harmony? That is needed for marriage to work starts from you. So if you have not paid attention to you and you're focused on, I just need to find the right person, I just need to find the right person, the question is, are you the person you're looking for is looking for? Are you the right person too? I don't know if you get that. You are trying to look for the right person. The right person you are looking for, are they also looking for you like that? Are you the person you are looking for is looking for? So, and if you can think about that question, it will inform you to also make yourself the right person. Make yourself the right person. So that the same way you're trying to look for the right person, let other people also be trying to look for you. That's where you both of you jam and then you make bliss happen. All right? So, two key questions before I start taking questions. I just wanted to lay this foundation and then we can take questions and have conversation. So the two quick questions I want to ask you is, are you flourishing? Are you desirable? Are you flourishing? It's a question, it's a reflective question. Think about it. Are you flourishing? Are you desirable? Do you know what it means to be flourishing? To flourish means to bloom, to flower. That's what it means to flourish. And there are 3 R's for flourishing. So this is how you check whether you're flourishing. I'm helping you here. How will you check? How will you know whether you're flourishing? Resourcefulness. Are you resourceful? Are you responsive? Are you resilient? What does resourcefulness mean? Can you leverage your skills and networks? Do you even know the skills that you have? Do you know what your strengths are? Can you think innovatively? That is being resourceful. What can you create? Can you take initiative on things? Because these are all the things that marriage will call out from you. Can you solve problems with limited resources? Can you use available resources efficiently? Can you adapt to changing circumstances? That's you being resourceful. Responsiveness will mean, can you demonstrate, can people depend on you? Are you reliable? Can you react quickly to situations and take care of it? Can you prioritize needs? Can you know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing now? Even if my friends are saying that, there's going to be picnic on Saturday, you should come, and you have a class on that Saturday. Can you prioritize needs? That's you being responsive. Are you proactive? Can you communicate clearly and timely? Or, because really, if you can't communicate clearly and timely, that's when you have an issue in your relationship and you will be moody. And you will expect the other person to be a witch to figure out that there's something is wrong with you. Can you take feedback and change? That's you being responsive. Okay, you've done something and somebody is saying, giving you feedback that, oh, this could have been done like this. And you're like, no. And you, can we check something there? Are you flourishing? Can you balance speed and quality together? That's responsiveness. Resilience. Can you stay focused on long-term goals? Marriage is long-term. Or any little problem like this, you are looking for the exit door. So resilience will mean Can you focus on long-term goals? Can you maintain a growth mindset? What does a growth mindset mean? A growth mindset means that you are open to new learning. You probably have been used to one style of doing something before. Somebody comes and gives you a new perspective. A fixed mindset will say, no, it has to be the way that I've always been doing it. But a growth mindset will be saying, okay, I've never thought of it like that. But now that you said it, okay, let's try it. A growth mindset, because life is all about growth. If you check, 20 years ago, we used to watch films with VHS, video cassette player. Do you know all those VHS? I don't know. Some people still have it in their homes. And they are big like this. You put it, you slot it into the video player. How many people still use that today? That's growth. Today, nobody's using, even VCDs are not being used to watch movies like that. It's live streaming. That's growth. Do you remember? I remember the old TV my dad had in the sitting room. We will open it like this. And then program starts by 4 p.m. Today is plasma TV. That's growth. Let me even bring it home. 10 years ago, your trouser size, is it the same trouser size you're wearing today? You probably were wearing 24 or 28. Now today, God has blessed you and you're now wearing 36 and 38. It's growth. So everything in life grows. So do you have a growth mindset, or are you fixated on, hey, this is how my great-great-grandfathers did it? A woman must cook and a man must go out to work. Hello? Right? Can you stay persistent and determined? That's what marriage will call out from you. Can you seek support and learn from others? Can you grow from experiences? Can you manage stress effectively? Can you balance and juggle things together? That is what flourishing will mean. So if there are areas that I've mentioned in all this resourcefulness, responsiveness, resilience, that you're having challenges in, those are the things that you should be looking at as working on and developing yourself in that area to make yourself a flourishing person. All right. And then the second, I asked two questions. Are you flourishing? The second one is, are you desirable? I mean, look at this picture. This person is desiring this apple. It's very juicy. It's very attractive. Are you that attractive? To be desirable means to long for, to wish for. Can somebody really look to have you? As in, you're so desirable that the person say, we die here. This is the person I want to marry. Like, have you been able to develop yourself, build yourself, flourish in such a manner that you're so desirable? People just want to people enjoy being in your presence. Are you desirable? More than your partner longing for you, it starts from you. Also, do you desire your own company? Do you enjoy your company of yourself, the company of yourself? Let me put it this way. Would you marry yourself if you are to choose from among 9 billion people? Supposing you are, this yourself that you are right now is in the opposite gender. If you find yourself on the road, if you find yourself in a gathering or a social gathering, will you approach yourself and want to say, I want to spend the rest of my life with you? Would you marry yourself? It is one simple question to use to ask if you are desirable. Would you choose yourself? Do you love what you represent? These are the questions. So that you're not wasting time and energy trying to find, while you're not even making yourself become the person you're looking for. Okay? So, as I tie these all together, because the thoughts would be, so flourishing me, I should flourish as an individual, I should be desirable. Are there things that I can look at or look into to make sure that I achieve this? I have an idea for you. So how do you know your flourishing or desirability state? And this is what I have here. I call it self-discovery suit. You can take some assessment, personal harmony, to just even know the level that you are at. Personal harmony checks. You can check your self-emotional mapping. All these are assessments me, personality type, so that you can focus, you can know these are the things that I'm strong at, so I can pour more time in those areas to develop myself better. You can also check what are your beliefs and your core values. What's your attachment style? What is your strength and growth tracker? What is it reading? And all these things will inform you, will show you what is working, and also inform you on things that you need to develop on so that you can make yourself flourishing and desirable. So that it's demand that will say, so that they will be rushing you. And them go they rush you. A friend of mine, a colleague of mine has that program. Now them they go they rush you. A program that she does for singles. Now them go they rush you. Because I mean, she's an advocate for a flourishing marriage. And so there is a way you can craft and develop yourself that people will be rushing you. And it's not wrong that 10 or 15 men are trying to propose to you, or 5 or 10 ladies are like, it is this person. It's because you have worked on yourself. So, as I come to a close, the question I'm asking is, are you flourishing? Are you desirable? You are the expert of your own life. All that you have, all that you will need, you already have it within you. So, what is your desirability quotient? Are you self-aware? Because self-awareness is what precedes lasting transformation. So it is not, I'm not saying here that you're not perfect. I'm just saying, have you come to a place of acceptance of this is me, this is my unique individual person. When I see things that I'm not really developed in another person, I don't feel somehow. I just know that's their area, and I'm also accepting of my own area also. The same way that is strong in 1, 2, 3. I may not be strong in that area, but I'm also strong in 6, 7, 8. That's accepting me for who I am. So I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm just being my authentic self. So when somebody triumphs in anything, I applaud them and celebrate them, because it does not put me down in any way. It does not dull my shine. That is what this is all about. So you are not, I mean, wallowing in self-pity or depressed over. No, that is what acceptance is, because all of us have our strengths and the areas we are trying to work on. So, are you flourishing and are you desirable? And on that note, I would say, how satisfied are you with your life currently? Your spouse is not your savior, or your partner or your future partner is not your savior. You're not going to, marriage is not a therapy room. Whoever is going to be your spouse is not a therapist. They are not, so don't go with the mindset that you're going to marry so that they can fix you. Fix yourself now. Rushing into marriage to escape from your life is a red flag. Marriage is not an escape from reality. Your partner cannot fix your life for you. If you don't love yourself enough, you may not feel loved in the marriage. You may struggle to love your partner. So, how satisfied are you with your life right now? And on that note, I would say check these areas for satisfaction: career and financial stability, relationship and social connections, health and well-being, personal growth, fun and leisure. These are the domains of life that impacts life satisfaction. So just check. If you're going to rate yourself 0 to 10 on career and financial stability, what will you score? If you're going to look at your relationships and social connections right now, and I say grade yourself from 0 to 10, what will you give yourself? See, no score is a bad score. No score is a good score. Every score is instructive. So if I look at career and financial stability and I say I'm scoring myself 2, it's an instruction. It does not mean I'm a failure. It's just an instruction. I just say, okay, so why did I give myself 2? Because I'm not doing this. Okay, so the things that I've not really worked on, can I break them into small, small steps that I now begin to work on? That is instruction. That is you healing yourself. That is you counseling yourself. My health and well-being. If I say I'm going to give myself 9 out of 10 in health and well-being, that means I'm doing good in that area. I should give myself thumbs up. Fun and leisure. Do I create time for, or every time it's just work, 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 work? That's boring, really. Or personal growth. How am I growing personally? So Look at all these 5 domains, and that is just a place to start from and grade yourself 0 to 10. I just gave you a 2 to work on, maybe for the rest of this year or till the partner comes. Grade yourself from 0 to 10. Career and financial stability. What's your score? Relationship and social connections. If you are grading yourself 4 in relationship and social connection, it means that maybe you have not built that kind of network that can impact you. So that means that you probably need to be engaging and networking more. It's instructive. No score is bad. And you see, you can grade yourself 4, 2, 3, and give you 1 year, and then you come back here and you're like, I'm doing 7, I'm doing 8, I'm doing 9. That is growth. You're flourishing. Okay? If you found yourself in the body of the opposite gender, will you be interested in marrying you? Thank you for your time. I hope this has been helpful to you. I'll take questions now. And I think I'll hand the hostship back to you at this point, right? Let me see if I can do that. Wait, oh, I'm not sure I can do it. Oh, it's not allowing me to do it. You're muted. I think you're muted. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, because I'm recording, I can't hand it over to you. Your audio is off. I can't hear you.
Yeah. You go and meet your daddy. I'm having a
Okay.
meeting. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sweet. Look at him again there and sugar. Just 1 minute. My children are here. I just need to get them out of here.
Okay, no problem.
You go meet your daddy. Okay, sorry for that interruption. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to the questions and see if we have any. Let me.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, by now, much better.
Better.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so someone asked, I am a nice girl. Why do I always date the wrong men?
Nice girl. I don't know whether I know. But I mean, what I can say is, I mean, just like I shared, um, maybe you can the same energy that you probably are channeling towards maybe looking for a partner, maybe it can be
Mm,
focused into developing yourself and asking yourself some very good questions. What are my values? What do I really stand for? Because it will help you to be able to sieve the people that you should date and the people that you should not date. So when you understand yourself to that level, you probably will not even venture into starting a relationship with some people. So you're not understanding, you're not able to identify, probably have that identity, answer those questions that I asked at the beginning. Who are you? What are your beliefs? What are your
mm,
values? So if you can answer those questions and attend to those questions, it will inform you who you should give your audience or your time to. So if you don't have those questions answered, if you don't know yourself that enough, you will go into a relationship with anybody and then you get into it and you'll not be
mm,
seeing things that you are not really happy about or not comfortable with. But in the beginning, if you are taking care of that,
mm,
you'll have known that this is not the person for me. So so
mm,
that's why I would say try and answer those questions to develop a flourishing you. What makes me tick? What makes me happy? What are my goals? Where am I going? Who am I? What are my
mm,
values? What do I stand for? Answers
mm.
will naturally outbid some people from your life.
Yes. Mm, that's very true. And how do I know if someone is faking or pretending while dating so I don't end up with the wrong person?
When you look at faking or pretending, there's just how long something like that can
Mm,
last. So that's a test of time. And
mm,
another way to also time will show, but some people can be experts in this
yeah,
thing, right? So it is to
yes.
also have conversations. Allow the person
Mm,
talk. I mean, I usually would tell single people, you're supposed to be touching each other's souls, not touching each other's body. You see, once you
very
start
true.
touching body, your everything is clouded.
Person
Even if there are
is
things that
already,
you're
yes.
supposed to is already clouded, your sense of reasoning is already
Mm,
compromised. So have
yes.
conversations, bring up random topics and let the person just talk. And in the
Mm,
process of time,
mm,
their fakeness or their
mm,
pretense will show because they can't be consistent with it 100%. Yeah.
mm,
So time will tell.
mm,
Don't rush into anything. Just watch in the space of time. Time will tell.
mm. So now talking about time, would you suggest like a time limit for people to date before getting married? If you're looking at the time now, if for example, I know I've heard testimonies or stories of how people like they met with somebody just in 2 months and they decide to get married. So would you suggest a longer period so you'll be able to understand this person before getting married to him or her?
You know, the thing about timing is when two flourishing people meet, they probably don't need time.
Mm,
And
okay.
I mean, there was a time I did a research with, I mean, some marriages that have been 30 years and above. And there was a common denominator with all the
Mm,
men. They said that
mm,
the moment I saw her, I knew I was going to marry her. So these men, the men of today, that will need 2, 3 years before they now begin to say, "Will you marry me?" I don't know where they come from, really. And I actually checked. That pattern was there, and those marriages are still
uh-huh.
blossoming today. I did. I mean, some of those
Mm,
stories are even in my blog. I did like 10 elderly couples. 8 of them were saying,
Mm.
the men said, when I saw at that meeting, I just knew this was the person I was going to marry. Now, so, but the thing I'm
Mm.
saying is, time is relative and
Yes.
it depends on individuals. Somebody
Mm.
might be ready and they are just waiting for the person to show up. And a flourishing person who is ready meets another flourishing person. They just know they connect in a way that
Mm.
others may not even see. They will connect on a deeper level.
Mhm.
And so they may not need 6 months. They
Mm.
may not need a year because they are ready and they
Mm.
are flourishing and everything just clicks. Everything aligns. They are checking. They see that the flourishing us pillar is just in sync.
Mm.
See, if I know
Yes.
my top 5 values, I know what my
Mm.
top 5 values are: family, respect, integrity, commitment, excellence. I know them.
Mm.
And I've not met my partner. And
Mm.
then I eventually chance on somebody and
Mhm.
we're having conversations and they say, no, I prioritize respect above. Okay, there's a connection there. And then I see how they are
Mhm.
committed to whatever it is that they embark them.
Yes.
You can see that, okay, we can align in this area. And then we're having conversation and they're telling me they're sharing their goals, their plans,
Mm.
and all that. And we're connecting on those levels. What again do we need? But there are people
Mhm.
that
Mm.
the challenge is even you meeting somebody, you don't even know what your values are. So anything becomes your
Mm.
target. So when somebody else is talking about their values, you don't say, hey, okay, me too, I have that value.
Me
It's
too.
not true. So you might stay long
Mm.
in that dating or courting period because the issue is you're probably even trying to use the relationship to find yourself. An assignment that you should have
Mm.
done before coming into the relationship. So if I have is look at it in the let's use students for example. Your teacher gave you an assignment, you get home, you do it. You go to
Mm.
school, you're not rushing to
Mm.
do anything, you're just relaxed and ready for class to start. But somebody who has not done the assignment come
Mm.
to class and first
Yeah.
lecture may be going on and their head is on, I've not done my assignment. Oh, hey. And so they are probably busy doing assignment while a class is going on. Now, tell me, how
Mm.
will they grasp all that is being said from that teacher during that time that they're writing assignments? They won't. Somebody
Mm.
who has done the assignment will listen with rapt attention and grasp everything. Somebody who did not do the
Yeah.
assignment is using the period that they are supposed to be listening to do assignments. Both of them will have different results. So
Mm.
many times, single people go into relationship
Yes.
and they are using the relationship to do assignment to find themselves. So when the partner or the person they are with are doing certain things or displaying certain traits, they can't really see it. So
Mm.
it comes down to, can you work on yourself a little?
Mm. Mm. Thank you. And also, someone asked, is it okay for an unbeliever? Sorry, is it okay for a believer in Christ to marry an unbeliever?
You see that question? I don't even want to I don't necessarily have to be put in Christ. You know, one of the
Yeah.
things that I ask in that flourishing is what are your beliefs?
Mm.
There can be two practicing Christians that have two different beliefs. If they marry
Yes.
together, they will have problems. Let me
Yes.
let me
Yeah.
let me use a perfect example. There are two born again Christians. One believes no premarital
Mm.
sex. The other believes it's not a sin.
Yeah.
They are both Christians. They
Yes.
all they both speak in tongues, but they are not
Mm-hmm.
aligning in beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
They will have problems
Mm-hmm.
because one will
Mm-hmm.
be demanding what
Mm.
the other person cannot give. How will they not fight?
Mhm.
So when that place says do
Mhm.
not be unequally yoked with unbelievers, it was not just talking about Christian and unbeliever or somebody that is not Christian. Do
Mhm.
not be unequally yoked with somebody that
Mm.
does not share your belief, even
Yes.
if both of you
Mm.
attend the same church.
Mm.
So when you say, is it okay for a believer in Christ to marry an unbeliever? It is not okay for somebody to marry somebody that does not believe what they believe. Even if both of you are in the same household of God, even serving in the same unit, it is possible that you believe different things about faith. So it's even general. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. It does not mean unbeliever in that sense also mean, in fact, is the basis understanding to even limit it to a Christian and a non-Christian. Believer in that sense is somebody that does not believe what you believe.
Yes, very true. So it means there must be an alignment with your
There must be
values,
alignment in
basically.
beliefs. You must have alignment in beliefs. And that's what you use the second pillar. That's what the second pillar addresses. As in, and those are the things you find
Yes.
out during dating, during courting, when you are having conversations. You're checking whether you have alignment. And like I said, a lot of times we compromise on these conversations, or we don't prioritize them because we are focused on other things. He's so handsome. We're focused on body rather than focused on soul, mind connecting. So yeah.
Okay. And also, what are the most significant questions intended couples should ask before they say I do?
What are your values, sis? What are your values, bro? What are your beliefs? What are the things that where are you going? Let me see whether we're on the same journey. You might be going to Japan, and all my life, for the 3 decades I have lived before we met, my plan was Australia. And then we're having conversation, and now I realize that it's Japan you're going, and me, I'm going to Australia. It's not the same place now. That's what vision speak to. That's what purpose speak to. So where are you going? What are your thoughts about family? What are your thoughts about humanity? In situations like, those are the questions. Just, in fact, key things is values, beliefs. Many times the conflict we see in marriage is on belief. One partner believes this one, the other one does not believe it. So what questions should you ask? Check their beliefs. Ask questions about their beliefs. They might be living in the age of ancient civilization. They may have the perspective of how marriage should be run with those people who live in the 18th and 15th century, even though they are in 2024.
Yep.
Do you understand? And you're a Gen Z body.
Yes.
But they are, it's 2024, but the mindset they have, the belief system they have is 15th century, that says that the man works, the woman sits down in the kitchen and makes food and takes care of the children. So, and you as a Gen Z body, you are about feminism, career, and like that. You can't work together. And if you work together, there will be issues. There will be plenty of issues. So, yeah, ask about beliefs, ask about their values.
Yes. This is where the Bible verse, can two work together except they agree. So there must be an agreement. Yes, yes. There must be an agreement before you can work together.
And again, let me even reiterate, because, sorry, let me even reiterate. Can two work together except they agree? Let us not make the mistake and be thinking it's talking about those that are Christians and those that are not Christians. I am saying that even in the Christian fold, there can be two people that will not agree on the same thing. So that means that we can both be Christians and we may not be able to work together. It does not mean you're wrong and I am right, or I am wrong, you're right. It just means that we can't work together. Our plans may just not gel. You are okay the way you are. I am okay the way I am. So when we look at that agreement, don't think that the fact that he's a Christian or he's born again or he's in my church automatically means that we are going to agree on all grounds. Error. Error. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that you do not agree on same values does not mean the person is a bad person, right? It just
doesn't
means
mean that
that the
it's the
person has
person's
a different
yes.
opinion or mindset.
Yes. And there is somebody else for them.
Yes, of course,
See,
of course, of
let,
course.
let me also
Mm,
let me score that point with this. Right? You know, I was saying somebody who is living with the
mm,
mindset of people in the 15th century who is now trying to
mm,
marry somebody
mm,
that is a Gen Z body. There will be problems.
mm,
There can be
mm,
somebody who operates with that
mm,
mindset of 15th century, who
mm.
can meet a
Mm.
lady or a man who is also operating with that 15th century
Yes.
mindset. If the two of them marry, they
Very
will have
well.
a
Yep.
fantastic marriage.
Yep.
They
No
will
problem at all.
see,
Yep.
she will sit down in the kitchen and be happy. She'll be taking care of the children and be joyful. She will go out whenever she wants to go
Mhm.
out. She will not be
Mm.
depressed or moody because that is also what she believes.
Mm-mm.
And she
Yes.
was lucky and fortunate enough to also marry somebody who shares that belief and is taking the responsibility of everything. And she does not have to lift a
Mm.
finger and pay any bill. So it's soft life.
Yes.
But a Gen Z body may not be able to run like that. Do you understand?
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
for the person who
Yeah.
does not agree with you, it does not mean that they are wrong. It just means that I am not the one for
Yes.
you.
For
So
them.
you can
Yes.
move forward.
Yes.
So that other people can see me while you try
Can
and find
see me.
something.
Yes. Mm. Because I know there's a person for everybody. Not everybody is meant for you anyway. So
Not
you can
everybody is
always
meant
get
for
your
me.
own kind of people, kind of person.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Very
yeah.
true. Yes. So somebody asked a question, does age determine, okay, you already said age does not determine your readiness. So are you desirable, so under the question of are you desirable enough, so how can you find a balance between being desirable enough and not being selfish, like you loving your company so much that you actually don't mind just staying on your own without really meeting with other people or socializing with other people, you just want to be on your own? Because I know of somebody who said to me that she avoid people for a living, and so she just desires her company. She loves her company, which is good. But then how would you balance you desiring your company and being selfish and not maybe going out there to socialize with other people and loving other people's company in a way?
You know, I highlighted the 5 domains of life.
Hmm.
If you yeah, and I talked about work, career. I talked about relationships and social networking.
Yeah.
I talked about fun, leisure.
Mm,
So there are different domains of
mm,
life. So that means that
mm,
for somebody like that who wants to actually grade on all those 5 areas, there may be areas where you'll
mm.
be scoring 8. There is area you are scoring 2. And like I said, your score
Yes.
2 is instructive. So because everything is about
Yes.
balance, everything is about
Mm,
balance. To be tilted to one side is not helpful. To be tilted to one another
mm,
is not helpful. So it should be a balance.
mm,
So
mm,
if you're not scoring well in social networking, it is instructive. It is telling you that this is the area I need to develop on. So, I mean, go out more, have interactions with people, and develop yourself like that. Because
mm,
if you just continue to the same way, I mean, you are trying to be
mm,
desirable, so you love your own company, you're just loving, loving, loving. Unless you want to marry yourself or be
mm,
single. But if you really want to
mm,
spend the rest of your life with another person, then you will need to do something that will make that happen. So that's an area where you need to
mm,
develop in your life. So that's what it is. So because it's a balance,
mm.
it's a balance. As much as
Yes.
I'm saying, yes, be
Mm,
desirable, enjoy your company, there's also another domain of life that is social networking, relationships. So what
yes.
are you scoring in that area?
Mm, mm, mm. Okay, let me see if there's is there any question from the people online. Let me see. No any question, yeah, at the moment. And So from the people on Facebook, there are no questions at the moment, and I
Okay.
think we will just wrap things up from here. And so, what is your final remark to those our people who are still waiting and getting ready for marriage? What's your final remark or final, should I say, advice?
Um, it will not. It really will not be different from the things I've said before.
Mm, mm,
And if I'm also going to, I probably will just use the last. I mean, one of the last slides that I used, the 5 domains of life. That if
mm,
they can do that exercise, then they have a task that
yes.
they can work on. If they can
Mm,
do that exercise, work and financial satisfaction, what's my score? Relationships
mm,
and social networking, what's my score? That is just a simple test
mm,
for them to know
yes.
this. Let me begin to develop myself in this area so that I can make myself desirable and I can flourish in these areas. And as a
Yes.
result of my work on myself, I become attractive to people that are like minds.
Mm,
And then I'll probably be spoiled for choice.
mm,
So um
yes.
don't rush into something if you are not whole, because
Mm,
marriage is about two whole people. If one is whole and the other is damaged, they will be needy and it will weigh
mm,
down the other person and it
mm.
can affect the
The other
marriage.
person. Yeah.
They are the
Mm,
wholeness. Somebody that is not whole will be saying, "You didn't call me, you didn't check on me,
mm,
all those complaints." Why? Because you can't even enjoy. So the partner is probably so, "Where are you now? What are you doing there? Who is there with? Are you
mm.
secure?
What is what?
Are you secure in yourself? Do you know
Mm,
who you are? Do you
mm,
understand?" So if they can
mm,
just look at that area and just see, okay, where am I not doing well enough? Let me begin to leverage on it. Because
mm.
it's a flourishing you that can make a flourishing marriage.
Yeah. Mm. Thank you so much. And I would like to say
Welcome.
that just like Juwon has already said, age does not determine your readiness. But you understanding your purpose and who you are should determine whether you're ready or not. Because there's so much pressure at the moment for people who are maybe they think they are advancing to a certain age and maybe they've already given themselves target, or maybe their family members. Because usually our family members or even our friends are even more worried than we are when they feel it is time for us to get married. They feel it is
Right.
time for you to get married, but sometimes you do not know that it is time for you to get married. But they see the readiness in you, but you're not ready. So, for the listeners here and people who will watch the recording, please, you will determine your own readiness, not your family members or your friends or the pressure of the society. You decide if you are ready or not and be secured in yourself so that you will go into marriage whole, you will go into marriage healed from your family background or maybe from the things that have happened to you. So make sure you are already healed because before you go into marriage. And as Juwon has already said, marriage is not a therapy. The other person you are getting married to might also be hurting. And so you cannot go into marriage expecting that person to meet all your needs. It is only God that can meet all our needs according to his riches in glory. And you cannot put too much burden on somebody who is trying to find himself or somebody who is trying to heal as well. So as much as you can, try to find yourself, try to heal, and like Juwon has already said, master your relationship with God. Understand your creator, because I tell you, if you understand who you are in God and you understand and see yourself the way God sees you, you've already like solved half of your problem before you get married. And also, what is your mission in life? Why are you here? Understand your purpose, because once you understand your purpose, you will go into marriage understanding that marriage is also like a mission. God has given you this marriage not because you are meant to be relying on somebody to make you whole or healed, but you understand that marriage is a purpose and marriage is a mission, and so you're meant to fulfill purpose. That is why God has created you and maybe giving you the husband or the wife. And also, now the partner, you have to understand your purpose before you even expect your partner to be able to work with you. Because if you don't understand your purpose, your partner might be jeopardizing whatever it thinks you're doing. And if both of you do not understand your purpose on life, you just be upsetting the Marriage Institute. And then at the end of the day, we hear people saying marriage is a scam, marriage is this and that. But
Mm-hmm.
once you understand your purpose, you already understand who you are, you will understand that marriage is not a scam. God has a reason for creating marriage, and marriage is actually good. Everything that God has created is good. Marriage is good. And also, lastly, Mr. Juwon, if somebody would like to contact you, how can they get in touch with you? For those who would want to meet you, either the married people or the singles, because I know you
Oh,
have like yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, two quick places that they can reach me on
Mm,
juwonodutayo.com and at
mhm.
Juwon on Instagram, just a DM. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
juwonodutayo.com
All right.
or at Juwon on
Mm,
Instagram. Yes.
okay. Thank you. So thank you everybody for all the people who have joined. Most of the people are actually on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. So you can contact Mr. Juwon anytime, or you can contact me regarding if you're married or you are single and you need help on this journey, because we can only do life together if we really want to go far. It is better you do it with somebody who can hold your hand and spur you on instead of just struggling alone. So there are people who are willing and able to help you. Mr. Juwon is willing and able to help. You can contact me as well. I'm willing and able to help. And so we can help you on this journey to be able to understand the journey before you even start the main journey, to be able to find yourself and understand yourself. We can only encourage you. We can't really find yourself for you. We can only encourage you and help you, give you strategies on what to be able to find yourself and understand your purpose before you start the main journey, which is marriage. Marriage is good. Marriage is not a scam. Thank you so much, Mr. Juwon, and thank you
Thank you.
everybody for joining us on this call today. God bless. And we're going to
Thank
save
you.
the
Thank you for
recording.
having
I'm
me.
going to post it on YouTube. Thank you so much. God
Thank you.
bless. You can end the
All right.
recording from your end.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
I can end the meeting from here. Okay. Thank you.